ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. A bit of an interruption into that opening song, don't cry. But hello to you guys in the live chat room tonight. Let me give you guys an early shout out. We have in there Julie, Laura, Gail, Lolcan, Love Out Loud Can, Cindy, Corey, Johnny, Teresa, Mimi321, Flynn, Jennifer Sue, Billy, Pink Thistle, Christian, Howard's in there as well, Laurie, Orlando, Amy, hello, thank you for joining me on this Saturday night. Let me skip that advert already and get the names of my patrons up on screen because they make this all possible in the first place. You know who you are, the foundation of everything that I do, as I always say. So thank you guys at the bottom of the screen for all of the support. Now, we have started in a very organized way, so I'm going to keep this going to get the likes goal up on screen because we're aiming for 440 tonight, and it is going to be Phil Jam number 231 if we hit that target. And where are we at with the likes? Let's have a look. 219 so far. So if you could leave a thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be very much appreciated, and it'll get us closer to the target. We're looking for what, 219 more people? Quick bit of maths there, and hopefully that is correct. I think it is. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that throughout the live stream. Oh, Tammy says purple lights please. Now this is something I was going to try and see if I could substitute a plug somewhere so that they come on automatically like they used to do, but I cleaned up my desk and the wires and everything to just make it better, and the plug for the lights went into a different adapter, so I might have to try and work that out because turning on lights is not I'll be honest, isn't the top of my agenda when I'm getting things organized. So yeah, when they just came on automatically, it was obviously a lot easier. So anyway, yeah, they are on now. Let's get the donations tab up on screen as well, because you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. So yeah, you don't have to donate during the live streams or for analysis videos or anything like that. But I know that some people can't resist. So for those people, I think it's important that they know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the super chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. So yes, we've had donations already. I can see those, and I will quickly address the ones in the super chat window. And Paul's popped in there with a $5 donation. Thank you for that, Paul. And the message is, here we grow again, 483,000 subscribers, most excellent. Let's have fun tonight and spike those likes all y'all rock. So thank you for that, Paul. And Orlando's donated $2 as well. Thank you for that, Orlando. The message is, hit that like button with lots of thumbs up. So yeah, thank you for that. Great idea as well to hit that thumbs up. Now looking for 198. Yeah, so there we go. Right, 242. I think that's all of the maths done for tonight's live stream. There's 2 back-to-back, and yeah, I think I got those correct both times, which is rare. So with tonight's live stream, we've got to kind of cover what's happened recently, and you might have noticed yesterday, I lose track of the days as to where I am and what I've done, but I think it was yesterday that I released the video on YouTube, but then also I was working on the Authentic Vocal Instagram and the YouTube channel, uploading the Seal performance. And just to let people know that Seal has now joined us on Authentic Vocal with one of his performances, and that was from Vertex Effects, the performance from the YouTube channel. And Mason sent me the performance, and yeah, offered to give me the stems to the audio as well, which ultimately I didn't require. But yeah, Mason was very helpful with all that, and yeah, I didn't realize that he watched my channel, so it's cool to it was cool to chat with him, but also I'm going to be doing an analysis video on that performance that I'm featuring on Authentic Vocal and on the the Instagram page, the YouTube channel, because Mason's given me a lot of background information on it as well. So it means that I can do an analysis video looking at Seal's voice and breaking down the performance a little bit. And yeah, it's a really interesting one, and it will be interesting to jump into it. I might throw Seal over a message and see if we can organise for him to come on the channel and for us to have a chat about just him as an artist and his voice, and maybe about that performance as well. Because I remember that we were trying to do this, when was it? Last year, maybe the middle of last year? I can't remember when it was. But we were trying to find a point at which we could do an interview and that he could come on the channel. But yeah, just everything went a bit crazy, and yeah, trying to find time to do it, especially I think Seal was either in between tours or he's about to go on another tour. So yeah, trying to find the time was very difficult, but maybe we can organise something for the future. Who knows? But at least, yeah, guys can go and take a look at that performance, and that'll be on the Vertex Effects channel. But you can go to the YouTube channel, the Authentic Vocal YouTube channel, which is at official Authentic Vocal, and you'll see the performance there, and there will be a link in the description for that particular video. And you might be able to just do that on Instagram as well, in order to find that original video from Vertex Effects, because they're all tagged in that particular post. So yeah, I'll have to double check everything, but it certainly is up on Instagram. And this is it, just keeping track of everything is a bit difficult because it was already busy, and now I'm doing Authentic Vocal as well, so I'm double busy just trying to keep up with everything. So yes, Seal has been added, which has been great. We'll have an analysis video on that in the future. I have to keep reminding myself that I've got the interview with Graceland magazine about Elvis Presley, and I think I'm going to be doing something next week for that. And yeah, we've already got another Authentic Vocal artist lined up, so yeah, all moving forward, going in the right direction. So yeah, we'll keep on pushing forward, see where we end up, but all very busy at the moment. Now, when I say about being busy, obviously doing stuff behind the scenes that you don't necessarily get to see, like me analysing vocals and doing that for Authentic Vocal and verifying it and making sure it's all as it should be. Something that I have received emails about, which is strange, but definitely is reflected in what I'm seeing on the channel, that somebody emailed me and said, right, I'm subscribed to your channel, and I have been for years, and this person has been analysing the notifications, because they've said over the last few months, when was it? Maybe March time? March, April, May. Yeah, so the last few months, they've been checking to see if they get notifications from my channel. And they have checked and double checked and triple checked that they are subscribed, and that they've hit the notification bell and done everything that is supposed to be done. And it might be something that I mentioned maybe a few months ago, where everything suddenly started to stop. And yeah, the viewing figures and people who normally watch the channel were saying, oh, I'm not getting notified for the videos, what's going on? So anyway, this person has been just looking at it and waiting for the notification. They know that I do the videos on Wednesday, Friday and Sunday at 8 p.m. So they're waiting for the notifications to come through. So after, like on Wednesday, 8 o'clock, they wait, nothing happens. On Friday, they wait, nothing happens. On Sunday, they wait, and nothing happens. So, and I've been releasing videos as I normally do. So it's a bit weird, because I know that, somebody said, do you know that you've been blacklisted on YouTube, or that you've been shadow banned, or whatever it's called? And I didn't really pay any attention to that, but certainly recently, and as you guys will know, how we're now, which is great, we're now at, and let me just address that donation from Paul for $5, saying, "Here we grow again, 483,000 subscribers. Most excellent. Let's have fun tonight. Despite those likes, all y'all rock." So it's great because we are now at 483,000 subscribers. So thank you guys for subscribing. It is very much appreciated. And we'll keep on pushing forward and see where we end up. But, yeah, now Joe has just said, doesn't show up on my notifications. So, as much as I didn't really pay any attention to that person, who's, I mean, I don't know how they would know, but maybe they do know. Maybe there's something they can check to see which channels suddenly stop or stop getting notified, or at least their videos are not being given to their subscribers. Yeah, so it's been really weird over the last 2 or 3 months, because as you guys will know, that we were going through the subscriber count quite a lot, and then we absolutely hit a wall. And when I say that, it was a couple of days ago, maybe a few days ago, where rather than, I mean, sometimes I'd get 120 subscribers a day, and maybe it'll be even more than that, and maybe 200 a day, and it kind of always bounce around there. A few days ago, I got 20, and I thought maybe when I had 10,000 subscribers, maybe that's when I got about 20 a day. But yeah, certainly having 400 is just not reflected in the amount of subscribers and all of the analytics that I'm looking at now. And I've not really been interested in those before, but I can see that as of 3 months ago, it just hit a wall and everything just stopped. So yeah, really weird. And I mean, what I'm thinking is there is this theory, and certainly a theory that a lawyer that I know, and Scott, who we've chatted to in the past, or I've chatted about Scott in the past, and yeah, he did a little bit of investigating, and he said that he can't find the proof, but he strongly suspects that YouTube has agreements with major labels because of the way that copyright works and the way that copyright claims work on YouTube, and the fact that obviously all of the major labels rely on YouTube a lot. So when I think about now my channel and the kinds of videos that I make, whether they're good or bad for the major record labels, and unfortunately I think it is the case that they're not good for the major labels, and it might have been the case that now they've said, okay, right, well, that guy, is getting close to 500,000 subscribers. There's quite a lot of people, and, people are talking about it, like Steve Lukather on the Rick Beato channel being interviewed, referencing my videos and what I did. So the word was getting out there quite a lot. And maybe at that point they thought, oh, quite a lot of people are finding out who are doing it and who aren't doing it, and who might be miming and lip syncing. We call it miming here in the UK, but who might be performing to backing tracks and all that kind of stuff, and then questioning the ticket prices, whether it's something that's justified for not actually performing live, even though it says live on the ticket. And then I did mention that a lawyer would have to look into it as to whether, if you're buying tickets for a live show and it's not actually live, whether potentially everyone who's attended that tour is entitled to their money back. So anyway, yeah, when you think about it in those terms, they certainly won't want my videos getting out there. So yeah, it's just been interesting that recently everything's just kind of fallen off the cliff, and the more people talk about it, the more I'm starting to believe that it might be the case that they've marked my channel as something that is not going to be positive for their main partners, the major labels. So yeah, it might be the case that I'll have to tell people when I release videos, because you might not necessarily get notifications anymore. And certainly on the recent evidence stuff that and other people who aren't me, who are just checking, and they're almost keeping a schedule of whether they're getting notified or not, and they're constantly not getting notified, and it's never happened before that they don't get notified. So yeah, it is a bit suspicious that, yeah, it's almost like 3 months ago they drew a line in the sand and said, right, okay, yeah, we don't want everything to be public knowledge in the music industry. So yeah, but I'll just keep on doing what I'm doing, and I don't know whether I'll have to make a video for just subscribers to say that unfortunately a lot of you aren't getting notified for my videos, and then just maybe give my schedule of when I release so that people can still watch the videos and aren't relying on the notifications, because yeah, they're seemingly massively unreliable at the moment, you know, which is a shame. And Angela says, is it an algorithm issue? So, I mean, this is what I thought initially, but it seems like it's just, you know, before, when I missed a live stream, for example, the algorithm then punishes you, but then, you know, you start getting back to normal because people are still getting notified for your videos, but not as much. But then they start to come back, and it's just, yeah, this has been, what, 3 months, and it's just gone kind of all the way down, yeah, to numbers that are actually quite funny considering the amount of subscribers and people that I know would normally tune in. So there's definitely something going wrong with, yeah, the notification system, and I think it might be to do with this suspected agreement between major labels and YouTube, and maybe policing channels that won't be positive for major labels, because, you know, you've got to see it from YouTube's point of view, that if there's a channel that is maybe showing things about the mainstream music industry that they don't want to be shown, then it's not good for their relationship. But you know, they can say to YouTube, what's that guy doing on your site? He's telling everyone what we're doing. So they might say, oh yeah, sorry about that, we'll just turn down his voice a little bit. So yeah, but, you know, we'll see if things pick up in the future. And it, you know, I'll keep on getting through the request list, but I mean, it might be an interesting experiment to see if I stop doing videos about people who want to know what a particular artist is doing. If I start making other kinds of videos, whether it will tell my subscribers about those. Yeah, you never know. So. Oh, and Swami says, who cares about notifications since you're live? So yeah, I'm live now, but notifications come out for every video. So when I do an analysis video on a Wednesday and a Friday and a Sunday, those 3 videos, people require a notification in order to know that the video's been released. I mean, hardcore fans will know when I release the videos, but if you think of all the YouTube channels you know, and you think what time and, you know, on which day does that channel release their video, people don't know that. They just know when there's a new video. And how do they know when there's a new video? Because of the notification. It says new video, it says new on it. So yeah, learning the time off by heart is going to be difficult, and people rely on the notification. So yeah, it's not really anything to to do with the live stream, or this live stream that you're watching now. So hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, thank you, Sue, for this $19.99 donation. And the message is, I did receive the YouTube notifications, Phil. I think YouTube's mechanism is so broken. Yeah, I think some people are still getting the notifications, but it's you know, like I said, it might be going down to the, say for example, the amount of people that would get notified for my videos back when I was at maybe 5 or 10,000 subscribers. You know, it's kind of just been absolutely shrunk to that's the amount of notifications coming out. And yeah, when you receive messages from people saying, oh yeah, you know, are you going to be back on YouTube? Or, you know, or it's great to see you back on YouTube. You know, how was your time away? And people saying those kinds of things, you think, well, yeah, I have to say to them, I haven't been anywhere. So yeah, it's all a bit crazy. But I mean, as I always say, the people at the bottom of the screen are the foundation of everything that I do. So even if everything on YouTube comes to, you know, grinding to a halt. The people at the bottom of the screen still allow me to do what I do. So yeah, it really does become important over on Patreon for me to keep doing what I'm doing, because YouTube unfortunately can't be relied upon if you're hoping to make a certain amount of income from YouTube, and if you're relying on that every month, and if you didn't have Patreon, that's where I'm lucky. But some people who are on YouTube, they just do YouTube. So if it suddenly stops and YouTube decides that they're not going to tell anyone about your videos, and even your subscribers about your videos, then what do you do about that? But luckily, like I said, Patreon is my foundation, and YouTube is just where I put my analysis videos on for people to see. So yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens in the future, but up to 483,000 subscribers. So thank you guys for subscribing and hitting the notification bell. But if you want to make sure you don't miss a video, it's 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time on a Wednesday, Friday and Sunday for the analysis videos. Because sometimes people say, oh, can you analyze this video? And I've literally done it 2 weeks ago, and they haven't been notified about it. And I get that all the time. People are requesting videos that I've already done, but they haven't been notified for that video when it came out. So yeah, it's a shame, but we'll see what happens in the future. Valhalla has donated £10 as well, so thank you for that. And that is a straight up donation. So I'm going to jump into the PayPal window because we've had some action in there, and it's Sandra who's donated £20, so thank you for that, Sandra. And then we had a donation from Ron for £33.19, so thank you for that, Ron. And that is a straight up donation as well. And then Kim has donated £10. Thank you for that, Kim. And the message is, love your channel. I always learn something new, and I enjoy hearing about your family. Do your nephews share your passion for music? So thank you for that. And no, not at the moment. They're just really into football. That's what they do. So yeah, they're quite good at football, to be fair. And I think they've got a huge advantage in that, first of all, they've got like AstroTurf in their garden and football goals, so they can practice in those, and they're playing against each other, so they're always competitive. Whereas I think if you've got nobody, like I had a sister who wasn't into football, so you just kind of do your best with practicing, but there's nothing quite like playing a competitive game against other kids of the same age or other people of the same age. So yeah, they're very lucky that they get to practice and smack the ball in the garden. And yeah, so they're very good at that. And they have trials. Do they have a trial coming up soon with Crystal Palace, which is like a Premier League team? So yeah, they're quite good. And they're not really being pushed into anything. They've just decided that they like doing that. They might get into music later on, who knows, but it's just football at the moment, which is the main thing. And they've got lots of interests, but that's the thing that's taking the focus at the moment. So thank you for that. And Chuck has donated £2, so thank you for that, Chuck. And that is a straight up donation. And Bryony has donated £5 as well. So thank you for that, Bryony. And the message is, thanks for your album, which I've just received. You have such an expressive voice. What vocal exercises do you do? So thank you for that. And I received a message about talking more about vocals over on Patreon. I'm just going to skip this advert. But yeah, talking more about vocals. And I mean, the problem is some people say, oh, can you do more on vocals and explaining, singing on pitch and different exercises? And other people say, can you do more on guitar and explain about, different techniques? And lead guitar, rhythm guitar, and can you do singing, and can you play songs, and can you do this, can you do that? So yeah, lots of requests to do lots of different things, but with well, vocal exercises, I'd say that when I was learning to sing, I mean, I'm not doing loads of exercises, you know, at the moment, because I'm kind of, you know, busy keeping up with everything. But when I was learning to sing, I'd say that I did probably about a year, which I spent 6 days a week working at my voice, you know, trying to learn to sing. And that was probably just between half an hour and an hour every night. So I would do that, and I would just be singing scales and generally doing lip rolls to begin with, which is where you go like that. So you're actually engaging your vocal cords, but acting as if you're really cold if you went like that. So you'd go and you'd go through the scales. And yeah, I'd just be doing lots of scales. And in terms of exercises, I guess as you know, you ascend, for example, changing or modifying your vowels. And this is something that I started off doing quite strictly, but then I was just trying to figure it out myself as to how I needed to change the vowel in order to get a little bit higher in that particular part of my voice. So yeah, that's it. And lots on the oo vowel, and it's all the same kind of thing, that you can either go ooh, ah, and you can start to get used to the difference in the vowels of the E, and you're just going up and down E, E, and when you've done it for as long as I've done it, you don't even need to be listening to a piano anymore. You just go through it yourself, because you know where the notes are, and you just go up a semitone, up a semitone, up a semitone. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what I used to do. But that was all about working at pitch. I was just trying to get accurate with my voice, which I know has worked, because I did a video recently talking about the Vocalaise website, and some people genuinely said that they think that I've pitch corrected my voice in that video. So yeah, so that's the proof in the pudding, that if you spend a year doing it 6 times a week, spend a year doing that, half an hour to an hour singing through scales and doing different vowels, your brain and your vocal cords start getting used to that. And that's why I can repeat it now, because they know where the notes are, because I've kind of embedded that. So yeah, and it will get to the point where hopefully you will be accurate with your vocals. And I know that in analysis videos before I've said that, you know, really accurate vocalists can be on the lines, but that's just through, you know, they're not going to be on the lines all the time, but they can be on the lines just because they are great singers, and they happen to overlap now and again, but they're not being calibrated to those lines. So I think, you know, I'd like to think that I am relatively accurate. I'm not going to say about myself, oh, I've got great pitch, because that's something that is subjective, because some people like it being a bit sharp, some people like it a little bit flat, depending on the emotion, the expression that they're going for. But you know, yeah, if I say, oh yeah, I'm great at this and I'm really accurate, then yeah, just be a bit narcissistic. But yeah, those people that have said, oh, this sounds pitch corrected to me, and some people were doing it sarcastically, but other people genuinely were. So I might have to make a video to show that what we were looking at was the pitch monitoring software, and it was actually quite shrunk down. So it means that if I were to expand it, if I do that in a future video, I can expand it and show that I'm not on the lines. And I did reply to a couple of people saying that I'm not singing on the lines, even though it might look like it. I'm not singing on the lines because nobody can do that. Nobody is calibrated to those lines unless they are auto-tuned or somebody's applying pitch correction and dragging it over that line. So yeah, and I think also people didn't realize that I was singing into this microphone, like literally here. So it was all happening as I am talking now. So when I went that, I didn't pitch correct that. That was me doing it. Like I'm doing it now. So I don't think people really understand that. Yeah, I don't pitch correct my analysis videos when I'm demonstrating, when I'm doing that. So yeah, but people seem to think that, oh yeah, well you're on the line, so it must be. There's a difference between being accurate pitch-wise and using something, calibrating your voice to a 440 standard pitch equal temperament. And I mean, what I will probably focus on in that future video is that if you practice, like being accurate vocally is a skill. You have to work at it. You have to spend, like I've been singing for years. So when people say, oh, well, your voice looks a little bit too accurate, it's like, well, I've been working at it for a very long time, as have loads of singers who are really accurate pitch-wise. But it doesn't mean that it's calibrated to anything. When it is calibrated, it really does stick out. So yeah, that's it. That, actually putting the time in, learning to sing, you will be able to get accurate with your pitch. And I think my ears hear pitch in a lot of detail. So when I'm learning to sing myself, I'm hearing the pitch. Like I can hear A440. So like when I was demonstrating the scales, I don't need the piano to kind of get my intervals. So when I'm learning to sing, I'm judging my voice with my ears, which are really sensitive. So if I am a bit sharp, if I am a little bit flat, or I sense that I am, then I work at it in order to get it even more accurate so that I'm then happy with my own pitch. So yeah, anyway, I thought that was quite funny. Maybe that was a troll corner thing. Maybe it wasn't a troll corner thing, but I'll do a future video on it. Anyway, let's jump into the PayPal window again, because Tammy's donated £10. Thank you for that, Tammy. And the message is, hi Phil, congratulations on hitting 483,000 subscribers. You're doing an outstanding job. Keep on rocking. So thank you for that. And Debbie has donated £10. Thank you for that, Debbie. And the message is, hi Phil, congrats on 483,000 subscribers. Can you do some merch that says sharks don't know the rules? You are the best. Love you, Debbie. So thank you for that. And yeah, if I had £1 for every bit of merch that is requested, then I'd have, I don't know, £10. But no, there's lots of different things that people want to have on a shirt. But I'm going to have to, I've still got to sort out the authentic vocal merch, because that's probably top of my agenda on the merch side of things. But it's getting around to doing it. It's yeah, I need to clone myself and get the other Phil to do all of that stuff, like the merch and updating websites and doing posts on Instagram and doing all that, and then I can focus on all of the analysis videos and doing the preparation for that, isolating vocals, pitch monitoring software, and doing everything just on the YouTube channel, and then get my other self to do the authentic vocal thing. And it has to be myself, because I would have to trust myself to do the verification of the vocals to know that the other Phil actually knows what he's doing. So anyway, thank you for that, Debbie. And Jacqueline has donated £1.44. Thank you for that. And the message is, shout out to those who are sleeper build, thin and muscular. When you were training to build muscle, did you have cheat meals or cheat days, or did you stay really strict with your diet 6 weeks out? So thank you for that. And I mean, generally, when I was 18 or 19, I was doing so much because I was playing a lot of football. So It means actually from the age of 16, 17, I was playing 2 football matches a week as well as 2 training sessions. So it's like 4 bouts of a lot of exercise. And I was working out 3 times a week as well, like resistance training. So, so I was working out, what's that, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours? I was working out effectively every day. So yeah, I didn't have to worry about diet too much because I was burning it off instantly. So yeah, I mean, pretty much, I think generally with diet, because I was into sport when I was younger, and I studied sport and exercise science at college and university, and nutrition was all a part of that. So effectively studied nutrition for like 5 years. So it means that I know what's in foods. So maybe particular foods that people eat that don't realize are bad, they eat those thinking that, oh, well, why am I gaining weight, for example, when I'm eating such, a strict diet? And you then, like when I was a personal trainer, you look through somebody's diet and say, well, why are you having like 3 eggs a day? And they say, oh, well, I just have that for breakfast. And with a couple of bits of toast. It's like, well, don't do that. So, not every day, because again, people see eggs maybe as something that is healthy, but when you're talking about the egg yolk, which is where all of a lot of people say where all of the nutrition is, but also where a lot of the fats are, and cholesterol and all that kind of stuff. So this is why bodybuilders have egg whites. They literally get rid of the yolk because they want to have 6 or 7 egg whites. So anyway, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked here, but I would say that my diet generally is quite low in fat, because when I have fast food, it stays with me for ages. Like, I've got the feeling that I've had fast food for maybe 3 or 4 days. So it feels nice when I'm eating it, but then I'm still a bit full up from it for 3 or 4 days after. So I tend to then kind of not eat as much for 3 or 4 days, and then I have fast food maybe once every 3 or 4 months, something like that. It depends, because this month it's been my birthday and it's been my dad's birthday, so it means that I've had 2 fast foods. Oh no, that was last month, April, because we're in May now. So we had more fast food than I would normally have. But I think all just in moderation. And I generally I stay pretty lean. Like, even though I'm not working out, I still maintain my kind of leanness. And I think even on my bad arm, for some reason, if there's still a bicep there, I haven't been working it, but the bicep is still there. So I think it's just maybe carrying over from when I was like 18 or 19. I used to work out so much that I guess if you keep your protein intake up, and I still have protein shakes throughout the day to help with my rehab of my arm, which isn't muscle building, but it's just trying to strengthen ligaments and tendons with very light exercise. But I think if you keep your protein content up every day, then it minimizes the amount of not hypertrophy but atrophy, which is when the muscle starts to shrink. Basically, if you don't use your muscles ever, then they atrophy down to the smallest that they can be. Whereas when you work on your muscles and put them through a bit of strain, and you work out and do resistance training, as long as you're eating enough protein, which it needs to grow, then your muscles will get bigger. Therefore you will experience hypertrophy, which is what that's all about. Anyway, getting a bit sidetracked, but thank you for that, Jacqueline. So I'd say that with people's metabolism, I know some people say, oh, some people have a slow metabolism, some people have a fast metabolism. I think it's a lot to do with how much, well, technically it is. It's exactly to do with how much you move and how much you eat. If you burn more calories a day than you eat, you will lose weight. It's just that's how the equation of the body works. So if you look at people who don't have a lot of food available to them, you won't find obesity and those kinds of things, just because just is a simple equation. But anyway, thank you for that, Jacqueline. And Leslie's donated £18. Thank you for that, Leslie. And the message is, good evening, Phil. I feel bad that you can't attend concerts on Saturdays anymore. I'm doing it for you most Saturdays. So thank you for that. And yeah, it's all right. I knew what I was getting into. This just comes with the territory that, yeah, you're doing stuff all the time. But yeah, like I said, this didn't accidentally happen to me. I've been doing it for many years in order to maybe hopefully get to a point where I could do things full time. But anyway, thank you, Connie, as well, who has donated £20. So thank you for that. The message is, hi, Phil. You won't say it, but I will. Your pitch accuracy is impressive. I know it is due to lots of practice and a great ear. Your lines were unique to you. Well done. Peace, love, and rock, Connie. So thank you for that. Right, we are up to date in the PayPal window, and we are 25 people away from having a Phil Jam at the end of tonight's live stream. So if you could hit that thumbs up, it would be very much appreciated, because we are closing in on that total, and we'll bust out the guitar for Phil Jam number 231, which is, wow, it's almost 8 minutes in length tonight. So right, I'm gonna have to make sure that I leave enough space if we do get those extra people in that live chat room to hit the thumbs up. But the top of, I haven't even mentioned it, at the top of the live chat room, we've got the vote going on for tonight's cover video, and that's between Johnny Be Good and, it was Back to the Future themed. So it's The Power of Love is the other one, which I can never see on the screen, whichever one's in second place. But yeah, Back to the Future themed, but with the Goonies t-shirt on. So it wasn't intentional. It just happened to be those two that were requested over on Patreon. And thank you guys for requesting the song that we started with, Don't Cry, and the cover videos for tonight. It looks like Johnny Be Good might be the one that we're listening to soon, because that has 54% of the vote so far. Right, now I think I always have things that I'm trying to remember to mention in the live streams. So yeah, we've got the Graceland Elvis thing, mentioned that earlier. The Jeff Scott Soto interview. Now I've managed to get to, so myself and Jeff were talking for 3 hours, and you know, even though it's great, yeah, and we were just kind of chatting about anything and everything, about vocals and pitch correction, auto tune, and what Jeff does with his voice now, what he used to do, and his singing with Neil Schon and Journey and all this kind of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff in there, and we're chatting for 3 hours, and now it's trying to get a video out of that. I've got to 40 minutes so far, and I'd say I've maybe done half of the video. So it means that I've edited down an hour and a half to 40 minutes, which means in total, if I keep managing to do it how I've done it, obviously it's taking me a very long time, but if I keep on managing to do that, it means that the overall video will be 1 hour and 20 minutes. So I'm trying to figure out how it's going to be best to release this encyclopedia of information on my channel that myself and Jeff were talking about. So whether I do a 3-part series, do part 1, part 2, part 3, because that'll cover that'll be an hour. So 4 parts will be an hour and 20 minutes. Whether I just release the full hour and 20 minutes, but then people have to free up their whole diary in order to watch it, or whether I do 2 videos of what would be, what's that, like 40 minutes each. So yeah, Angela says, why don't you just split it in 3 stages? So yeah, I could do 3 ones. I could break it up into 15 minutes and 20 minutes, and I did say that yeah, I would release some of the interview on authentic vocal, because yeah, we talk about pitch correction, auto tune, and also how, you know, Jeff approaches his live vocals, and how, yeah, when he's recording he has a bit of a different approach, and how, yeah, he's never used auto tune live and he never will. And he actually goes through where in 2001, I don't want to tell you about it all, but in 2001 he was actually in the situation where he had to lip sync, and he had to mime, as we call it here. But he also talks through that with him having to deal with that, because he had to do it, because it was in one of those cases where you're under contract and you're with a band who are touring, and you're doing, you know, lots and lots and lots and lots of shows. And yeah, he was at a point where, unfortunately, he needed vocal surgery. So it wasn't like he was doing it trying to get away with it. Yeah, he really didn't want to do it. But they said, look, you know, you've got nodules. You know, you're going to have to do something for this particular show until you get the surgery. So yeah, that was something that he had to do. But yeah, that's in the interview. So I'll put some of the stuff over on authentic vocal. We'll have some of the stuff here on the Wings of Pegasus channel as well, and you know, I could release them on both. But yeah, if you are on YouTube and you want to go and subscribe to @official authentic vocal, then you can do, because we've just added Seal to authentic vocal, which is great. And yeah, it's I mean, it's amazing that Seal has said that we can take his performance and that I can analyze it and put it on the different sites. So it's great. And the help from Mason on from Vertex Effects was massively appreciated as well. So we have just passed 3,000 subscribers over on authentic vocal. So if you want to go and subscribe to that other channel, which is my other channel, then you can do, because I'm going to keep on adding authentic vocal performances there. So we've already got a nice collection of performances, so that if you're wanting to just see great performances, great live vocals, then that will be the place to go. Because I'm asked to do analysis videos here, and I know that especially with what we've looked at recently, a lot of them go down that same, well, it's because of the modern day industry, they all go down that same avenue of not quite being as it seems, whereas on authentic vocal it's all going to be as it seems. So when you see somebody singing in a kitchen, for example, it's genuinely going to be them singing in a kitchen. They haven't pre-recorded it or done anything like that. So yeah, go and subscribe to that channel. Like I said, over 3,000 subscribers now, which is great. And yeah, we'll keep on moving forward, and I'll keep on adding artists so that we can get a bit of a database going on, and we can just appreciate real voices. So yes, go and subscribe over there, and you can spread the word if you want to as well. It's all very much appreciated, because yeah, it's a side project, but hopefully in the future it'll turn into something a little bit bigger. I mean, 3,000 subscribers is great already, but I'll just keep on, you know, adding artists to it, and maybe the word will get out there a little bit more. But like I've said, it's great to have established artists there as well as unsigned artists, because you know that's what it's all about, just appreciating music and appreciating great voices, no matter who the artist is. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing on that channel in the future. So go and subscribe to get notified for any new authentic vocal performances. But skip advert, and something's happened over here on PayPal. It's Sue who has donated £10. Thank you for that, Sue. And the message is: the Joss Stone concert we were to attend tonight has been cancelled for bad weather. My husband is bummed. Could you possibly do a quick vocal or guitar lick from one of her hits? So thank you for that. And even if I were allowed to do that from a copyright perspective, well, no, I wouldn't be able to do it from a copyright perspective because it would be a guitar lick or a vocal from one of her songs. And, oh, what was it? There was a song that it wasn't even the song, and it wasn't me doing a cover of the song, but I sang the melody from the song in an analysis video for maybe 5 seconds, and it got copyright claimed by that particular copyright owner, the record label, like Universal or whatever it was. I can't remember which song it was, but it was unbelievable. And yeah, that's the problem with live streams. When you start doing stuff that you don't own, that they can step in and say, well, no, that's the melody from my song, and those are the guitar lines from my song. And I had another one where I was playing a D chord and just showing a sus4, I think it was, and it was from a particular song, and just the chord got copyright claimed. And I mean, that is a bit stupid, because you can't claim a chord, because everyone uses that chord, but it's because of the context that it was in. They said, oh no, that's the D chord from our song, so you can't use that. So anyway, yeah, it gets complicated. So yeah, not something that I can do on the live stream, but thank you for that. So, and Carmen has donated £10, so thank you for that, Carmen. And the message is, straight up donation, love your channel. So thank you for that. Right, up to date there. We are going to be jumping into this cover video, which is going to be Johnny B. Goode, my version of the Back to the Future version. So it's my version of that version. I hope you guys enjoy this, and then after this, no picture corner tonight, so we can jump straight into the Phil Jam after this, because we have hit the lights goal for tonight. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. It is very much appreciated. You can keep on doing that. It really helps the channel to get out there a bit more, and for it to grow, and hopefully maybe for YouTube to send notifications to people. But yeah, if you're watching this on catch up as well, yeah, every thumbs up really does help. But let's get into my version of Johnny B. Goode. Hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you after. Rock. Okay, Back to the Future version of Johnny B. Goode. Let's do this. Rock.
Back up in the woods among the evergreens, stood a log cabin made of earth and wood. I lived a country boy named Johnny B. Goode. He never ever learned to read or write so well, but he could play the guitar just like ringing a bell. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, Johnny B. Goode.
And there we have it. That was my version of the Back to the Future version of Johnny B. Goode. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, this is the one thing that you will notice if you play guitar when you're watching that. I mean, actually, Michael J. Fox does a great job of getting the hand in the right place, and because he plays guitar himself and he played guitar himself, he was kind of learning where his hand needed to be. But the only thing at the end is when he does the bend, and then you can hear the bend just come down slowly, but he keeps his hand in the same place. But it's not really a big issue. So anyway, there you go. That was that. And right, I think we are organised because we are at midnight. Actually, it's almost 1 minute past. So it means that this backing track will take us through to 8, 9, maybe 10 past. So we might get into it a little bit early so that rather than running over time, we might have a little bit of time left at the end of the live stream. So we will see. Now I have to remember what to do. That on microphone is on, guitar grabbed. It is the Strat for tonight. Grab this over here. And, well, I think the lights are slowly running out. Right. Where's the mouse? Right. Mic on. Oh, zoom out. That's part of it. This is where the red dude takes ages to arrive. I think it does register when I press it, but it just takes ages. That didn't work very well. So anyway, red dude. There we go. He's gone. So, just quickly in the PayPal window, there's another one that I haven't seen. Orlando's donated £8, so thank you for that, Orlando. Oh, there's a message to this. I'll try to make this short. Provided you're familiar with the legal between Randy California of US rock band Spirit and Led Zeppelin's record company over the opening guitar riff Stairway to Heaven, allegedly taken from the Spirit song Taurus. I do not really understand why. Randy lost that battle in court. Can you shed some light? Not in 4 or 5 minutes, but yeah, I mean, it is difficult because the problem is when you listen to it and and everybody knows Stairway to Heaven, and you're hearing it with that in your mind, and you're almost hearing it trying to hear how similar it is, because then you think, oh yeah, that is quite similar. But yeah, it is difficult because I can see arguments for and against. You know, when you're looking at it in real detail, you can say, right, well that particular piece of phrasing, even though we're doing the same chord progression, the timing there was ever so slightly different, and the emphasis there was ever so slightly different, and this note here was ever so slightly different. So you could make a case for there being loads of things that are different, but then you can make the case of it sounding the same. And when you start making the case for it sounding the same, I had to do that with, what's that from? The Shining, isn't it? The kid who talks to his friend who's just his finger. Anyway, because I'm holding the pick, I had to do it with one. Just reminded me of The Shining. Anyway, back on track. Easily distracted. Back on track. So you've got something where you can point out this is different, this is different, this is different, this is different. So talking from that musical perspective, if we're talking about notes. Now you can say that, but it sounds the same. Sounding the same is subjective. Some people might say, oh, I can't really hear that as the same, and they won't think of it as the same. So trying to say that it sounds the same, when you're getting into the legal part of it and having to look at things in detail, you have to be a little bit more black and white about it and say, right, so, and it reminds me of an email that I got from somebody who said, oh, this person has stolen my song, and they wanted me, before they went any further with it legally, they wanted me to look through the song and the version of the song that this other very well-known artist had released. So I looked through it and I pointed out to them all the things that are different from their song to what the artist released, so that they got the idea that if you were to take this further in a court, you probably won't be successful, because just me looking at it very quickly, I could point out all of the different notes and chord changes and rhythmic changes, tempo, keys. I could go through all of it and say, look, all of this is different in the first 10 seconds of your song that you're comparing it with another song. So yeah. Anyway, so I can see it from both points of view, that some people will say, oh, it sounds very similar, it sounds the same, but then when you're actually getting into, right, we need the data of having notes and time signatures and keys and everything that you're now going to analyze the song, you can probably see some significant differences. But yeah, anyway, that's all I can do really, to say that that's probably why maybe Randy lost that, because they were looking at it in black and white and looking at it in real detail, even though you can say, well, yeah, but it sounds the same. So yeah, but they're sounding the same, and then there's literally copying it and being exactly the same. So anyway, got sidetracked there, also by The Shining. So, I haven't even clicked on this thing yet. Right, let's do that. Okay, right. We are organised, and this is going to be a massive modern guitar rock jam track, wavy groove, F sharp minor, 77 beats per minute for you tempo fanatics, and this is from Now You Shred backing tracks, and the U is in capital letters, YOU. So skip this advert. Oh, this is going to be a long backing track, so I'm just going to get it started. Good. Okay, right, going through. Let me know what the levels are like. Oh, that was it. Oh, what's happened? Oh, it wanted to start itself again. So, there we have it. That was a bit of that. Well, that went quite quickly actually, almost 8 minutes. Probably not for you guys, but there we go. That was it. That was massive modern guitar rock jam track, wavy groove, F sharp minor, 77 beats per minute, and that's in brackets. From Now You Shred backing tracks, and the U is in capital letters. So there we go. That was tonight's Phil Jam for tonight. So thank you, Joe, for sending that one my way, and thank you guys for giving the thumbs up and ensuring that we had the Phil Jam for tonight as well. And oh, Ninja Kitty Bonks has donated $2, so thank you for that. And the message is, Phil Jam had some snowy white vibes. So thank you for that. Not sure what that is. Probably my snow white hair that I've got at the back here. Oh, that's what I was also talking to Jeff about. Was, yeah, obviously because he's got long hair as well. And yeah, I was saying how with my hair, I was hoping that I'd get some kind of really cool Kip Winger type part that, you know, was in the fringe and it looks like an X-Men character. But no, mine just happened to the back there. Oh, there you go. But it is what it is. But anyway, thank you for that. And Kyrieleison has, Kyrieleison 2 has donated $1.99. So thank you for that. And the message just says, thanks. So, yeah, that is it for tonight on this Saturday night. I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night. That's going to be at 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time. Just in case you don't get notified for it, I will be releasing a video then. So check the time in London, England on Google to see what time it is here compared to what time it is where you are. And then you'll be able to find the video. So, yeah, another live stream Tuesday night, of course. Again, 11 PM Greenwich Mean Time. So, we are going to be calling things to a close because it is now, well, it's now actually gone midnight here. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow night. As I always say, try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!